want to go ahead and put the ceiling in. I'm going to put the ceiling in the bathroom first and then in the other spaces. So I'm just going to close this floor plan for now. And I'm going to open up my 3D view and WTZA so we can see what's happening. I'll kind of zoom in on the bathroom since that's what we're going to be on. And then I'll zoom in a little bit on my Rcp. And I'll go to my architecture tab and go to ceiling. And it's going to do a compound ceiling, a drywall on metal stud, which is okay. I'm going to go to edit type here and edit the structure just to show you kind of what's in there, right? So it's a metal stud with gypsum wallboard on the bottom, which is fine. And so I'm going to click OK and click OK. And you'll notice that at the top it's set to automatic ceiling. It's on level 2 top of slab, right? Because I'm currently in my level 2 RCP. That's how it reads that. And the height offset is 11 feet. I know that my floor to floor is 12 feet. And maybe I want this to be a little bit lower. So I'm just going to set this height offset at 9 foot. Right? So it's going to go 9 foot from level 2 top of slab. And if automatic ceiling is selected and I hover, I'll kind of zoom in on this, you'll see this little red line. You will have a blue line, but a red line will appear around the edge of that. And that means it's actually analyzing the walls and is going to place the ceiling inside those walls. So if I left click here, you'll see the ceiling appear here. You see it appearing? And you'll see it appear here too. You can see it's now covering up the sort of concrete ceiling above it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape a couple of times to stop the automatic ceiling command. And if I come over in 3D and pick that, you can see it's placed a ceiling at 9 feet, right? And so if I come back over here, I can edit that boundary and you can see the boundary of that ceiling. It may be that I want the boundary of the ceiling to actually go past the walls, so I could come in and kind of pull this guy in or use the align command to bring it in to the tile wall in there, but you can come in and bring it kind of past that. You could use the align command too. This guy to that guy, right? And then if I hit check, right, it's going to adjust that to the outside of those tile walls. And then I could actually pick these tile walls and have them, and you can actually attach top base and pick that, and it'll actually attach right to the ceiling. So now that's attached to that ceiling. Right? One of the things that I would recommend doing is, right now I know that that ceiling is there because I can't see the concrete ceiling above it, but it would be nice to have a finish on there that I could read, you know, that I knew that there was a ceiling there. So you can either hover over the edge and tap the tab key until you get the ceiling, right? There it is. And or if you have a 3D open, you can just come in here and pick the ceiling in here and go to edit type and edit. And then there's that gypsum wallboard, which is basically what we're looking at. So if I click on that and open up the materials dialog box for that guy, bring it over here. There's that gypsum wallboard. And it doesn't have, if we go to the graphics, it does not have a hatch pattern on it, right? And so what I want to do is actually put a hatch pattern on it. And it doesn't need to be type X because it's not fire resistant. So just, you know, we created that one for our fire resistant. But if I come to the surface pattern and click on foreground, I can come in and there's actually a gypsum plaster right here. And I can say, okay. And it'll do it in gray. And if I click OK there and click OK here and click OK here, now you will see it's putting that gypsum plaster in there. So that's pretty helpful, right? All right, so when I come back, we'll do the ceilings for the other two.